Hi, this is Jennifer Wilson from SimpleScrapper.com, and this is your weekly pep talk. So it's the end of summer for those of us here in the Northern Hemisphere, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about dealing with that huge photo backlog from the summer. So a couple years ago, I wrote a post called 123 Post-Vacation Photo Triage. And this was a post that shared 3 simple steps for dealing with your photos after a vacation. And so I want to review those steps with you today, and then also kind of tell you a little bit more about how I'm handling my own personal photo backlog. So if you want to gain control of your photo library quickly, I have an easy 3-step process that can help you get started. So the first thing to do, number 1, is to completely assess the situation. Get all of your photos in one place, off of your cameras, off of your phones, any prints that maybe you got from a family member, scan those if you can. Get everything all in one place on one computer so you can see what you have and understand how many photos it is you're dealing with. Okay, so number 2, and of course this was called a triage post with a little bit of a hospital or medical theme. Number 2 is called Skip the Dead. And that means to go through and find all of the photos from this large mass that you've compiled together and figure out which ones you can get rid of. Don't let all those dead photos clutter up your hard drive and weigh you down. So get started with that. And the third step is to use a BandAid. And what I mean by that is to do what's most important for you to move forward quickly. If there's family members that are waiting for photos from you, get those printed. Don't worry about editing them, just send them off and get those printed and shared with those family members. If there's projects that you want to create, such as a gift album, get that made and get that ordered. Focus most on what is important for you to kind of wrap up this season in terms of products you want to create for other people or for yourself, and then worry about the bigger picture of the backlog. So that's the process that I have followed for all of my photos this summer. I've been working on quite a few different projects, and so I've got things printed, I've got projects in the works, and there's been some photos that have been edited, shared with others, even framed and put on the wall. But for the most part, my May through August photos are not quite in good shape. It's kind of a disarray, and I'm feeling a little bit behind. And so here's the number 1 strategy that I'm going to take to get those done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work backwards. And this works whether you're talking about a small time period or an even larger time period. When you work backwards, first of all, you don't think about kind of the span of time. All you're saying is that there's just a little bit ahead of you. You're not thinking about this large mass behind you. And even more importantly, you're focused on the events that are richest in your mind and that kind of fill you up with excitement because they just happened. So when you start with those photos, you can carry that momentum into working on the photos from earlier in the year, because you'll be so filled up with the joy of editing the photos that you took just yesterday or just last week. The other thing I'm going to do is I need to really just sit down and commit to this process. The summer is a big time of year when you have lots of photos. The summer, and tends to be also the holiday season, are when you have the most photos coming in. So plan on dedicating time in your calendar, whether daily, weekly, whatever it needs to be, in order to get those photos into a position where you feel comfortable and able to scrap again. Because I'm hearing a lot from you that dealing with your photos is a big challenge and a big stumbling block for actually making progress with your scrapbooking. You're feeling just so behind and overwhelmed with your images that you can't get to that next step. So what I'd love for you to do this week is to take a look at the steps that I've just presented here today and see how you can apply those to your scrapbooking backlog and dealing with your own photo library. Thanks a lot and have a great week. The weekly pep talk is brought to you by Simple Scrapper's Premium Membership, where monthly storytelling kits and ongoing support help you focus on what matters most. Learn more and download a free membership sampler at SimpleScrapper.com.